another episode of SH Vision Book Talk. Today, I am going to speak about the book Asian Promises written by Jaishree Misra. The Asian Promises, published in 2000, is Jaishree Misra's semi-autobiographical work, narrates the tragedies within the existence of the protagonist Janaki. This is her first novel. The novel represents struggles suffering by the modern Indian woman on the basis of identity and leading independent life in the society. The depression, oppression, and silence faced by the woman is portrayed in the novel. Thus, The Asian Promises is a journey of painful discovery of woman about a marriage, a divorce, and womanhood. The first half of the novel undergoes the girl getting into marriage under the pressure of parents, fulfilling according to their wishes, and the second half deals with divorce of husband and the child who is mentally disabled child Ria, who helped her overcome the barriers of struggles in the life. The modern woman has become the same situations faced by Janu that looks back to the traditional Asian image, on the other hand, uplift to a whole new world waiting her to conquer. Marriage, in most cases, acts as not loving an equal partnership. It cuts a woman from the mainstream of life and becomes a barrier for not achieving her goals. When she stepped out of these confines, they have to struggle against the prejudices and double standards that prevail in the society. Focus is given on the lack of emotional fulfillment in many women relationships. In most marriages, love takes backseat and money becomes dominant. In order to maintain a sequential harmony in the married life, men and women often end up into the art of dissembling relationship. Marriage seems to be a highlighting topic in Misra's Asian Promises and tells how marriage becomes a pointed weapon in the hand of man in controlling and subjugating women. Patriarchy encourages women to marriage and obligatory the apotheosis of a woman's goal. Girl get trained safely, enter to the matrimony of absolute truth and become successful in the institutional structure of marriage. Moreover, the protagonist Janu is the heroine who is facing the identity problem. Janu mainly takes forward some weak arguments against getting married. Hence, Janu was born and brought up in a family environment that compelled women like her to internalize feminine virtues of obedience and modesty, and naturally she would find it extremely difficult to say no to the marriage proposal that she had got that would take away the good name of her family. The married life of Janu and Suresh becomes a matter of habit and ritual marked by monotony and boredom. Suresh, a dominant and privileged husband, does not care about the life and considered her as only a homemaker who should be engaged in domestic chores. Silence and invisibility are the ideal figures attributed in Indian wife, and thus Janu also voiced these qualities. Janu is thus reduced into dependent suffragette who is unable to speak against the law and order. Janu regains her identity at the moment she decides to quit the marital trap situations. Janu, who returns to Kerala after Delhi episode to be a new woman, hence after she becomes confident and assertive with longer experiences in her life. The heterogeneous experiences faced by her made her to undergo the predicament of many Indian women who is enclosed in the domestic environment. Jaishree Misra's Asian Promises, a sensitive account of the efforts of women to discover her lifestyle of keen and mental observation and culminates in sane and balanced view of existence transplanted from her domestic and the familiar world of Delhi. At the age of 18, to a highly conventional and aristocratic Nair circle of relatives in Kerala, laid low with the separation from her past love, married to a person who is neither horrific nor suitable, however, really surrounded with the aid of nasty and who will no means allow her belong to her global, the troubles Janu has to stand are numerous. All her efforts to endear herself to the family or of her husband, which includes even begetting a child who is meant to bridge the space between herself and her new own family, are in vain. It comes as a terrible shock to her while her baby is set mentally handicapped, but her excessive attachment finds safely and highly additionally her means of salvation. She starts rebelling against the snobbish conventions of the circle of relatives, and slowly there emerges the primary faint define of a plan of breakout. She manages a foreign scholarship to head overseas, and it's far then, while she is sort of ready to get out, that the panicky husband and in legal guidelines attempt her quality to prevent her. In the Jaishree Misra socio-cultural contemporary novel in Kerala, she becomes successful in bringing out strategies of protagonist Janu in Asian promises as a result of several prejudices in our society. The novel shows the potential elements of marital relationship of modern Kerala. The novel shatters the modern time struggles and conflict which handcuffs the patriarchal society. Marriage in Kerala is considered to be a sacred institution. Janu's parents were more concerned about traditions and cultures of the society that confined a traditional bound in the society. Life of Janu exists between convention and modernity. Janu's parents strictly ordered her to obey the rules and conventions. Focusing the novel comes to the conclusion of sufferings and struggles faced by women. Thereafter, the novel is not filled with stereotypical beliefs on women's role. The protagonists represent women's subjection in patriarchal society and the humiliation undergone the confinement of domestic spheres. Asian Promises brings out to new society of struggles and conflicts. Her protagonists represent a large group of women undergoing the humiliation of subjection. Misra tries to highlight the new social struggles faced by women and traditional mindset against patriarchal society. Misra subverts the typical notions undertaken by women. Is the fascinating story of the protagonist Janaki's long journey traced through a happy childhood, an unexpected arranged match, and traumatic marriage ending in strife, finally culminating with the finding of everlasting love in a true fairy tale fashion. Asian Promises depicts the search for identity of woman. Janaki is the representation of tens of the thousand women's search for liberty and equality. Janaki, being a trespass to the society drawn lines, she therefore becomes tortures and conflicts of struggling life. Janaki becomes unevoked with inner deeper feelings of pathetic conditions. She faces the odds and responsibilities with a fierce determination. This is vividly portrayed in the novel. The story ends in a hopeful note that she will someday meet Arjun again and get married to him. In a patriarchal male dominant society, the male is the one who raises his voice against women by using abusive words and criticize the woman completely. But Jaishree Misra's woman character is entirely different, that she rises from the social barriers to achieve success at the end of the novel by becoming a strong woman. Here, the acceptance of her love for Arjun is unbearable in the Indian culture and identity. Jaishree Misra does not criticize marriage, but she is against compulsive marriages. But parents' compulsion had made her go through these struggles. She later on went on to take stronger decisions on her life. She loves and cares for the Marar family, but still she doesn't get any love from them. Instead, gets rewarded greater struggles to be faced in life. She comes to the conclusion that women need equal importance in love and relationship. She understood the truth clearly, but later on was rewarded with a life that was unhappy, and it spoiled the life of Janu. The hierarchy of masculinity is destroyed by the present feminist thoughts. Hence, revolutions and changes will occur, and women will acquire an identity of her own in the society. Thank you, and stay tuned for next episode.